Welcome back, everybody. Today I want to introduce you to a method I use when instructing. I call it ladder learning. The general idea is everybody wants to get from the bottom of the ladder, which is the beginning stage, to the top of the ladder, which is advanced, as quick as possible. And often they're willing to skip steps, all those steps in between, to get to the top. So if we think of, let's say, slipping punches, it seems to me that everybody, at least at the seminars I instruct, everybody wants to get really good at slipping punches when they're sparring, but really the only training they've done for it is to practice slipping punches mid-air during their shadow boxing. And they can't really figure out why they can't implement it yet when they're doing their rounds in the ring. So in this instance, there was no progression, no ladder learning. You'd be trying to go from the bottom of the ladder to the top of the ladder with no training in between, and it's just not going to go well, and you're not going to accomplish what you want to. So to demonstrate ladder learning for slipping, I've asked my lovely wife to come and help us out today. Rach knows the basics, but by no means is she a professional or even an intermediate at this point. So for her, I'm just going to start at stage one. If you've just started learning how to slip, stage one will look like this. So we're only going to start with slipping technique. She should already know the actual basic technique, but she's just going to start implementing it, and I'm going to keep it super simple. Step one, slip left, slip right. Slip left, slip right, no surprises. Now that I see her technique is there, we can move on to stage two, making her react to surprise attack. So now instead of going with a choreographed attack, left, right, we're gonna go any arm at any time, and she just has to react accordingly, which is gonna make it a little bit more difficult for her, but not too much. Now, we're not going to do it right now, but you could also, in that instance, add in a little bit of footwork, move around, take angles, and that again is going to make it more complicated and just get you a little bit close to that realistic sparring. If this is challenging enough, or any stage is too challenging for you and you need to work on it, you don't go any further, because going any further is going to overwhelm you and it's just wasted time, really. But when she's ready, we'll go to the next stage, which will be adding some offense for her. So now she has to be thinking about that defense, but also throwing just single shots, straight punches, uppercuts, or hooks whenever I call them out. For the next stage, I'm going to throw body shots and head shots. So now she can't just always react with a slip. She has to decide in that little moment there, is it coming low or is it coming high where I'm going to roll under? And we still have her single shot offense like we were just doing before. So now we're climbing that ladder and getting closer to the top. So now we're not quite at the stage yet where we want to jump right into pad work, but now I'm going to give her a longer combo, let's say jab, cross, hook, which she's going to throw every time. If the combo ends and I don't throw back at her, it's done. But if I decide to slip at her, she's going to come back with hook, cross, hook. So now what you have to do is you have to be offense oriented, decide in a split second, oh, is there defense? And as soon as you're done that, back to offense. So now we're going back and forward, offense, defense, and it's becoming a little bit more difficult for her to focus on that little slip. One more time. So now she's getting better at it, and I can see that she's ready to incorporate it into pad work. Just open pad work now. I can get her to throw shots like I normally would, and I can start throwing slips at her as well. And this is sort of the last stage before you actually move into drilling with your partner in choreographed, slower sparring. So normal pads, but you're going to swing at your partner. And when you first start with the pad work, you're not going to swing really fast. You're just going to give them nice, slow rolling shots, because pad work, for the most part, for most people, is all offense. But we're going to start throwing that defense in now. Jab, cross, hook. Again. Double jab. Add the cross hook. Cross. Body shots in there. Cross, hook, cross. Again. And even once we've accomplished this level now, we've gone from the bottom of the ladder up and up and up and up in difficulty, but we're still not ready for open sparring. If this is the level you're at and you can't go any further than that, you're not going to be ready for open sparring. You still will not be able to pull off a good slip in the middle of working with somebody, with them throwing at you, because you haven't really got to that point yet where you've challenged yourself in that same way. We're just building up slowly. Hopefully now you guys understand that ladder learning is all about progression. Take your time and learn step by step by step, and hopefully by the time you get to the top, you're going to be very confident and you'll actually be able to implement all this time you put into learning a technique or a discipline correctly. I hope you guys enjoyed being introduced to this idea of ladder learning. I'm going to use it on other techniques and other workouts to show you guys how you can utilize it in pretty much everything, and how it's really helped me be able to take difficult techniques, difficult workouts, and implement them in a way that has helped me be able to use them in the ring at the world stage. Thanks for joining today, guys. Please be sure to subscribe, and until next week, make sure you train hard.